2022 GSL Season 2. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. 2022 GSL Season 2.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day of the GSL Codas. We're in the round of 10 in Group B. We're going to be closing out this group, and after this, we go right on into the round of 6.
Yeah, and the round of 6 already looking pretty damn good with one player of each race in Maruhiro and DRG making it through. That is like really exciting. Some very old school players in there, like Maru and DRG, man, are from like the old days. So great to see them doing well. And of course today, 3 more going forward. Dark seems to be a shoo-in, but who knows?
He should advance unless we have some really crazy plot twist today. We're going to start the day off here with Dark versus Creator. Of course, the big story about Creator, I know it was 2 weeks ago. We had to take a little bit of time off from DreamHack, but if you remember, Creator, who played incredibly in Season 1, getting to the finals, only to lose to Rogue, and there's no shame in that, had a rough set of games.
Yeah.
He's not eliminated yet, although he could be depending on how some of these other games in the group go, but he basically has to, like, perfect score this group for day 2 in order to probably get out.
He has to destroy tonight, and I'm not talking about headsets.
That's right. He went 2-0 versus headsets, though, if you remember.
He did 2-0 headsets.
Yes.
But that will probably 0-2
I
his
would go
bank
as far
account.
as to say if it was a best of 5, he would have 3-0'd the headsets as well. So
yeah, well, I mean, he's going to have a chance again here tonight.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So you can see here from Group A, we had a lot of great games in that group. By the way, guys, good to have an audience here again. Welcome back. Bunny, of course, has made it. We should mention as well.
Yeah,
He's back.
Bunny is back. That's right. But yeah, the results that we had, that was a fun Group A.
Yeah.
You can see that Hero's already in the round of 4. Maru is in the winners match, and DRG in the losers match. So I'm excited about this, man. I kind of agree with you. Like, we might actually have a Protoss champion once again. It's been 5 years.
It's feeling like it, right? The way that Hero's playing, he doesn't seem to have any of the pitfalls that we have of Protosses that seem to be good enough but can't quite close it out at the end, like we've had with Creator, even with Zest in some of our finals in the past. And so, yeah, it's been a lot of fun having this new format here in the round of 10. Again, we are going to be going on into the round of 6 shortly here, and I know we're not all the way into the round of 6 yet, but Hero is definitely the guy I've got my eye on overall here.
For sure. Now, these next couple matches are so important. Like, Creator basically has to win. He's at -3 right now, so he has a lot of catch-up to go for. And Cure as well, right? They're both not doing well at the moment. Dark absolutely slaying. He has to have a terrible night. And like everything has to go wrong for him and right for his opponents for him to fall out of this top 3, I think.
Yeah, man. I mean, it is looking more and more like he's going to have a pretty good shot of just also being in the finals. I mean, if you were a very conservative betting man and you see that Dark's already gotten this far, you would know that you are. I mean, he's probably going to be a guy to advance. Of course, looking at Creator here.
Yeah, in the last like what 3-4 years, like. There's only been 4 different GSL champs or something, right? It's been Rogue, it's been Maru, it's been Dark, and Cure like snuck in there and took one in TY, right? That's it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Cure, man, we would have had this hilarious thing where it was just like the same 4 people winning every GSL.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's a pretty safe bet.
And you know, one of the reasons why Creator, I think, was so stressed in the first day of Group B is that those are the games in his group that he probably knew he had to win to be likely to advance here. It doesn't mean that Creator can't be Dark, okay? It just, one of the realities out here in this region is that there's like 3-4 players that you could pretty much always say, well, even if I'm at the very, very top of my game, I could lose to these players. Yeah. Players like Maru, Rogue, Dark, and I guess maybe just those 3. Yeah.
TY's in the military, so
we'll hold off on that. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see what Creator can do. Again, he really achieved his dream of getting to a GSL finals again. Didn't quite make it, but again, no shame in losing to Rogue. But Creator is hoping to have this season be one where he can then erase the demons of the past, get that championship. But right now, he's got to go against maybe the toughest opponent that's left in this tournament, at least as far as Zergs go.
I think he has to 2-0 here, man.
I think so.
For real.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Dark. Team NV, Creator.
We have a pretty big audience here today. It's getting more and more full every time.
Yeah, and we just got started. All the seats are already filled. We're getting more seats laid out here.
If you look at our audience growth at GSL Tasteless, by the end of next year, it's just going to be pure humanity in here. You're not even able to get in the studio.
Getting Creator support here. Happy birthday. We're getting from Singapore as well. Yeah, Korea as a country has finally opened back up, so we're getting tourists in here as well.
Yeah, nice to have them back.
It was a odd time having the country basically shut down.
Dude,
and then finding out who actually lives and works here.
Yeah.
That's it, you know?
End of January 2020 until just recently.
Yeah.
It was crappy couple years, man.
Yeah, everything was closed, and
my God,
rarely ever saw a foreigner here.
Yeah. Oh, 2 gates. What are we seeing?
Oh, I almost didn't catch that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
2 gates warping in right at the entrance.
Actually, I was looking at the audience the whole time.
His gateway and core warping in at the same time. That's impossible.
Yeah, well, I was looking at the audience and looking at you because I don't like to watch early games. That's why I hate our toast cast.
That's why they're the worst.
He doesn't want to talk about the Reaper. It's really important. I did a spreadsheet about how the Reaper, whoever kills the Ling, is more likely to win.
If you kill 2 Lings, you're more likely to win the whole game.
Yeah. Go fall down a well. Anyways, yeah, this must have been a Nexus first is what we're looking at. Right?
Yeah.
Because the gate
that would
finished
make sense.
Right around the same time as the Nexus. So, yeah, okay, so cool. Like, Creator bringing a very strong build.
The question is, can he leverage this against Dark? The thing about Dark in general is he never seems to be uncomfortable, whether it's a macro race or a game where you're trying to put pressure on the Zerg.
Yeah.
He pretty much shakes that off. And he also seems to be, as we have, each passing season of GSL, he seems to be increasingly better at never getting tricked. Like, he's a bit of a poker player with this,
Yeah.
There's the Protoss can basically set up so that the Zerg can't see what the Protoss is doing, and that really is actually like a poker game, right? Where you've seen, part of, you know some of the cards they have, but you don't know the full hand.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's then about the read and trying to see, do they have anything that gives that hand away?
Yeah.
He seems to, in a StarCraft sense, have that ability.
Yeah, no, I actually dig this
I think
metaphor
I
that
messed
you're going
up my
with.
poker terms here because I was not a poker player myself, but
no, the idea though that you're kind of expressing here is pretty cool. Like, I've actually been thinking about stuff like that a lot lately, with like the percentages that you're trying to play with and do things with, and it does seem like it's hard to trick Dark. He's not an optimizer at all. I think that's part of why he's good at that. Right? Because if you look at some of these other players, Zest, of course, always comes to mind. Rogue, I think, comes to mind pretty well, too, where, like, things can go wrong for Rogue because he's getting, like, optimal drones out a lot of the time. Whereas Dark, like, he'll just throw down the Roach Horn, man. He'll be like, yeah, I'm making 7 roaches. I'm like, oh, are you rushing? He's like, it's a macro build.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But, he's not worried about that. He's not worried about the numbers as much. He just kind of, like, it's like he's got, like, those like rubber boots that people wear in like the Everglades where it's like They go up to like your nipples, basically. You know what I'm talking about?
It's almost like, or it could be like overalls that go all the way down. Yeah.
Well, I imagine he's like wearing that wading through the games.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, he just always seems to not be caught off guard. Even if it means he has to pump a little bit of attacking units that then don't end up getting used.
Yeah, he's the best, and we've talked about this for years and years and years. He is the best at playing from a crap economy, like of every Zerg. And I'm not talking about like, you know, there's rushers and stuff that like, you know, they're in bad economies and they'll play reasonably well. But like, you can kill most of his drones. He'll play at 44 drones, man. He'll play a macro game. He'll go to Hive and stuff. It's crazy. He's really the only one that does that.
Yeah, very good at scrappy Zerg games, I would say. Better than everybody else.
So double Oracle here. This is so cool what we're watching here from Creator. He really is bringing something very fresh, very new. I know we've been talking about Dark quite a bit here because that was an interesting way you were describing it. But a lot of Oracles popping out, and the fact that it's 2 Stargate, and we did see him do something similar to this before. But, you know, he's got the quick third base. Glaives on the way. Now, there are some roaches coming out for Dark. I don't think he's gearing up for an attack. I think he's just playing, safe for the moment.
And, you know, to go on Creator a little bit more here, by the way, this is going to be a lot of quick one-shotting. Oh, he's just going to go for the Spore. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we never see this, but, you know, even for me, it's easy to forget, like, yeah, I guess you can just gun down the Spore if you have that many Oracles.
That's funny that he powered onto the layer there for a moment. And now just going after a lot of drones. And, I mean, this is good damage.
Yeah.
He loses, like, 1 Oracle and gets 14 drones. And lost mining time and a Spore. That's high-quality stuff.
It's about as much value as you could ask for.
Yeah.
So, you know, Creator has also shown a lot of really interesting developments in his play. You know, he always had, it seemed like, pretty good builds, at least idea-wise, but couldn't execute them. He would, like, mess something up somewhere.
Yeah.
Either, like, sometimes even just forgetting some pylons or, you know, other games just attacking when he shouldn't.
Yeah.
Having, you know, units that were fractured off. There were games where he'd have, like, 2 Colossi not with his army. But this is a pretty interesting idea. He's going to basically come in here and hit the Zerg pretty hard. That was during the period where all these drones should have been remade effectively. Now, Dark does have a pretty insane amount of queens here, so it's going to be hard to do much more than that. And behind this, he's going to get Blink. He's getting a 4th Nexus, and, you know, this is a, you know, if Heroes style was Coca-Cola that we're seeing here, this is kind of the Pepsi of it. Like, it's going to go back into that, you know, 4 bases, going into Soccer Blink. We got here. We're going to end up in the same place, but we took a different path to get here.
Yeah. I almost like this more, to be honest. Like, I mean, if you're going to go Nexus first, then double Stargate, power out a bunch of Oracles, get reasonable damage with that, and then he's like, he's made this group of Adepts, and he has enough Oracles that he's not that afraid of a Roach attack, which is what Adepts would generally be more afraid of. And the fact that now he's like walling off and already got the 4th, this looks fantastic. Like, he is putting out a very strong game right now.
And now we're going to see the Stalker play come in. Dark is on 4 bases here, so he's even. So the question is now, can Creator develop the kind of pressure that can punish the Zerg? Because if you look at the map, I don't see an easy spot to expand to. I mean, the one spot that has creep is right by the Protoss' 4th. I mean, I think this is going to be an extremely claustrophobic mid-game for the Zerg.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole game looks very weird here for Dark. But again, he is good at these positions. Look at this. He's got triple Evo going right now, and he is getting into Lurker Tech as well as Hive. So certainly wants to get up to Lurker defense. So when I see Dark heading towards Lurker, I'm not as worried with the fact that he's getting out-macroed in a way. Because if you get to a good amount of Lurkers, it's hard for, like, I mean, Stalkers are countered by Lurkers so hard, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Lurkers get a couple volleys and they just all blow up. But Creator is adding a Robo. Maybe we see him go up into Disruptors to try to get that finish.
It would seem like Disruptors are kind of the cherry on the tech cake or whatever. It's a terrible way for me to phrase it, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of build up to everything, and then you've got this sort of centerpiece unit that allows you to kind of dish out damage.
Yeah. Yeah, not as good
Not
as
my
what you were
most
talking
apt.
about before, but like, you know, you win some, you lose some.
At least you're putting yourself out there, Tasteless.
Yeah. No, it's braver than what most people, right? Like, most people would have kept their mouths shut there, and they would have been right technically, but you're brave. But yeah, that's certainly something that will help against lurkers, but of course we can get into you know, Vipers with that as well and have that kind of back and forth that we've seen a lot in the past. But look at the amount of stalkers.
Dude, I
here.
feel like Creator almost has this.
Yeah.
Like we're almost to the end here. Again, it can look like it's you know, a back and forth, and it's hard to tell who's going to come out on top. But over time, this is going to really turn out pretty nicely here for the Protoss. He pushed it a little bit too far there.
He just wants those lurkers so bad. But yeah, he has so many stalkers now they can't even all fire at the same time.
Yeah,
It's like the same thing that happens to these giant roach balls, you know?
There's
Like,
ones in the back that are running around.
Yeah. It's actually like a comical amount of stalkers. In fact, when I see this many, I'm like, is this a good RTS? Like, you only have this one here that can't
The
even all
game's been
shoot?
out for 12 years, and here's where we're at.
Like, yeah, no, this is the best unit, don't worry.
I mean, the problem for the Zerg is that he can't expand. And this 5th base in the south, I don't think we've put it on camera yet, but it is on the mini-map. And that's going to be the big problem for the Zerg, is when that finishes, now the Protoss has surpassed the Zerg. Oh, dude, there's a Nidus network.
Carrier's on the way here as well, so the thing is, this looks so good for Creator, and the fact that he's taking more bases, obviously huge. He's keeping so much pressure on, but Dark is maxed. He's defending everything. His lurker count is growing. And, ooh, he finds that instantly really good there from Creator. And Creator going to lose a bit of units there, but he will block that first Nidus, which is the most important thing that you can do. But yeah, I mean, this is, I do feel like, even though this looks so Creator favored, and I would like favor him pretty much against everyone in this spot, Dark can play the lower econ Zerg and grind out value very, very well.
Yeah.
You've seen it so many times.
No, this is definitely what he does. And, you know, I for some reason in my head, I kind of imagined he had to send all of his army through the Nidus, but this is pretty smart. He sends a very small amount.
Yeah.
And enough that, like, he can hit this and cause a real threat, and this is going to pull Creator back. And I got to say, this is like a pretty masterful tactic here from Dark. It's very different from the other Nidus networks we've seen in the game.
Yeah.
It's like a counterattack Nidus, and he's hitting expansions and tech.
He's kind of everywhere. He's blown up Nexuses and stuff.
And he can basically seesaw back into the Nidus if he feels uncomfortable and go right back to defending. And look at this, in a total switcheroo, man. The Zerg is now taking their 5th base. The Protoss is really on edge. They haven't lost their army yet, but they are losing critical tech. That carrier tech is just not going to be a thing this game.
Yeah, that's a pain in the butt, man. He's got 2 Stargates, I guess, up in the main base, but like he's losing a lot of his production. He's got to remake a lot of this. Upgrades are going to be missing now because of the Cybernetics core. Like, Creator will live, and Dark still doesn't have the greatest economy, but what counterplay there? Fantastic. Now he's going up into Ultra Tech. He's going up into Infestors. He's getting his 3/3/3 upgrades. What an interesting game this has been.
Yeah, it's been pretty wild. I am worried that Creator has lost such critical infrastructure that it's going to be hard to recover. Keep in mind that even though the Niduses have been killed, they could be remade just as easily. So,
yeah,
it does seem like Dark, we're kind of watching real time as this, Protoss versus Zerg meta is changing. We're kind of seeing how a player like Dark adapts to this, letting the pressure really build up until he knows, all right, now is my chance. 3 Niduses coming up inside the back of your base, hit you, and then go right back to turtling.
Well, the Creator still has a very scary army. Jumps on top of that lurker immediately. Only 1 lurker at this base, so Dark gonna give it up.
Killed.
Yeah. And the Creator still has a good pro count. He's remaking some of his Nexuses. Well, maybe I spoke too soon there, but Mothership even out right now.
Has he started more Niduses?
No, I don't think so.
So a lot of workers being killed for Protoss. It's 72 to 45. Oh, he's blinked up into the main. This is actually kind of crazy because this is such a huge bottleneck that he's controlling over here.
Oh my God! And with the carriers coming up, he's gonna pop everything, man. The carrier stalker is going to do a huge amount of damage.
Oh, I think Creator might be about to win.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any more queens.
There were some great moves here from Dark. No doubt about that.
This was a really interesting game. I mean,
oh my god.
Yeah.
Shroud is out, man. Look at that nice fungal on the interceptors.
Are there corruptors being made or anything? Because I see 2 spires.
We don't know, but it looks like mostly infestors in these eggs, infestor Hydra. Which, I mean, it's not a terrible idea, I think. But yeah, this is a lot of critical tech that's going away.
Okay, so he's going to get the 2 spires. So he would have to fight this from the ground effectively if he's going to kill it. He's going to get the den next. You know, if he gets the layer, we don't know if the techs are being remade. Oh, I guess we would know. The production tab's up, but we don't see the techs being remade here just yet.
Yeah, just the spawning pool at the moment. He's about to have 3-3 for those slings as well.
I think Creator's won.
I think so.
I think as long as Creator has a couple buildings in this game, I think the carriers can kind of take care of the rest, right?
Yeah, well, he's really massing up infestors. I'd actually like to see the unit tab right now. Because, I mean, if you get enough infestors, you can bomb these carriers out of here, right?
That is true.
Not sure exactly what his anti-air looks like. Like, it looks like he might just go infestor queen from here, but I definitely... I mean, this is the game is crazy.
This is one of the craziest PVZs we've had all year.
Well, Tech's one of them. We'll get rid of that. So that's something at least. Ultra's being made now. I love it. Did he get kindness? I believe he did, right?
I think we saw that upgrade making. I don't know if it was stopped in time or not.
I think he got kindness and legs. Like, Dark was busy on the upgrades.
Now, keep in mind, if the Zerg smashes this army, which I don't think he will, it's not like he has the army to counterattack as easily. He can have a couple guerrilla tactics like these Banes coming through here, but he doesn't have like a death ball that he can really fight with. 34 workers remain to the 70 of the Zerg here. Ooh, even burrowing, that's nice.
I love it, yeah. Yeah, the worker count very low for Creator, but his army so much higher in supply. There's only 1 lurker out right now. 9 infestors and 9 queens. There's going to have to be a lot of value to those ones. There are 71 drones, which is so many, considering the weird game state. But Two Ultra's going to run away, just gives up that hatchery instantly.
So he takes out that base. Now the base to the right of that, that's very easy to punish from the low ground. I mean, workers, by the way, I should say probes are not being made here. So this is going to be a difficult spot, to be honest. Oh. It was like a dolphin coming up from the water and diving back in.
Dude, oh my god, these Banelings are just destroying. How many probes has he lost this game?
You know, interceptors.
I'm telling you, 100.
Interceptors are not free either. They're both very low on minerals here. So, I mean, it's... Now,
maybe you should take 1 carrier and attack the drones at that high ground base. Because if you have all of them attack, I think we're going to see chain fungal, right?
Seems like it.
You got to bait out fungals onto like minimal interceptors. I wonder if we have Neural right now. I don't think so.
I mean, it would
Neural could be good here, though.
So, I mean, Creator, I think still slightly in the advantage. I know there's more workers right now for Dark, which makes me a little bit worried just because he's going to be able to kind of get to where he wants to be a little bit more quickly. Are we about to see the actual fight go down?
Oh, he does have a feedback in there. I hadn't even realized. Okay, throws a fungal down a little bit late on that. Gonna lose another hatchery, it looks like. This one brand new. Oracle took care of the other one. Dude, Ultras wreck Zealots so hard.
Okay, so the problem for the Zerg is that besides his top left base, there's not that many new locations to harvest resources from. I guess that's... Protoss is like sort of barely getting by with what they've got, but it's not ideal.
What do you think about this Void Ray production into mass infestor? I don't like it that much. Voids like clump really heavily. Like obviously they're good against the Ultras, but
he might just want to try to run him up behind resource gathering locations, like kind of harass with them. Maybe it's not about the death ball.
I don't think he got the, he didn't get the speed upgrade for him. If he had it, that would make a bit more sense.
Well, this spot's going to be critical because this is where Zerg's mining from 2 locations.
Backing up, some of the interceptors going down. I almost called them interfestors.
Interfestors, man.
That's what happens when the infestors and the interceptors cast together.
Oh, hold on. Here we go. Big storms blanketing that area. The Ultras are a real problem here.
Yeah.
There's enough on the ground. I actually think Dark may have clawed his way back from the grave.
I think you're right.
Because this is an army where, like, the carriers are going to have a hard enough time fighting the queens and infestors already, right?
And those storms really didn't do much, but he brings in the Void Rays, turns them on. Wow, that's a lot of banelings coming in here.
So you got to go for the Nexus.
Yeah, the Shroud here, man, doing like what it was intended to do.
I think that Creator he was in a winning position. I think it kind of slipped between his fingertips. It
takes a player like Dark to pull a game like that back.
Yeah. Like,
people can talk about Zerg OP however much they want, but I don't think many Zergs in the world would have come back from that position. Like, he just navigated it perfectly. It looked like he was dead. The counterattack with the Nidus, kind of drawing him out of position, hitting every base over and over and over and over with the Banelings. Really high quality stuff. Oh, and he gets the Nexus too.
Workers too.
Dude, he's got him.
Yeah, this is probably over. I mean, Dark has to be careful with how he kind of navigates this, but this is one, it's going to be hard to imagine Creator winning it. Of course, it's always going to come down to these big engages.
Yeah, this army has to do it, but look at the amount of infestors in here.
Okay.
Oh, God, and there's the Neurals just powering down. Oh, man. All right, trying to hit some feedbacks in there. Does he actually have enough air here to take everything down now? Don't forget, like, the damage here from those queens, that's like his anti-air. He's just giving them additional armor.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be any more interceptors in this game here. 5 minerals
he's got
in the
no
bank.
minerals.
Yeah.
10, okay, let's get an interceptor.
One interceptor at a time.
Can we get 10 again? Can we have 10 again? Okay, there we go, another interceptor, 10. Yes, 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 another interceptor, here we go.
They're going to, Creator's going to have to tap out.
Yeah.
What a great game, though.
Fantastic game.
I really learned a lot from watching Dark
impressive.
Here. Yeah. I mean, it looked like there was no way out for Dark, and then he just had the Nidus harassed, backed out, grew a little bit more, and then just kept powering. I do think a lot of this goes back to Creator not making enough probes when he lost his workers. He seemed to kind of become paralyzed economically. I think he kind of thought, all right, you're going to attack into me, or, there's going to be an opening, and it never came. And so we basically saw him sit on, I think, 35 probes for, the better part of 4 minutes.
Yeah, quite some time. Creator, this is his last hurrah for sure. Like, he has to win with what he's got. He's got almost 0 income at this point.
Yeah, well, he's not going to have any buildings. Let's say that this can't be stopped and he goes all the way up into the top left and then towards the upper center. I mean, he's not going to have any more buildings. There's nowhere to even make buildings right now where this fleet is because there's creep everywhere.
Yeah, he is going to lose the base trade in that regard as well. Kind of losing in every way at this point. Throws down the time warps, not enough, and Dark starts to thrash the hopes and dreams here of Creator. Creator had such a brilliant opening. Like, everything he did looked amazing.
Yeah.
And Dark was just like, it was amazing to watch him like wiggle himself around there. He was, like that Bruce Lee saying about water, right? Like that's what Dark was there, man. Like he formed himself around.
He was really patient.
It was amazing to see, too. Like, I mean, he's using the most underutilized spell probably in the entire game to give extra armor to his queens to wear down interceptors while he's using fungals and whatnot. And then he's like, yeah, there's a lot of air here. We definitely need those ultras. And it's cool to see. Masterfully done. And I tell you, I want to see a Dark Hero final. That's what I'm here for.
I'm down for that. Well, keep in mind, Creator needs every win and has to avoid as many losses as possible. We don't know if he's going to get out of this group. It's looking very unlikely.
Yeah.
He's up against his biggest challenge of this season so far. It's Dark, who in a game that Creator looked like, at least for the first half, had a lead. Ultimately, Dark turned that around, came through, and crushed it out on Hardwire. Our map 2 is now loading up. Let's see what Creator's got, and if he can tie this up 1-1, or if Dark goes on to start our first best of 3 with a 2-0.
Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Dark. Team NV. Creator.
Okay, game 2. I feel for Creator. I mean, I think he played a really good game.
He really did. That was what he did was enough to beat pretty much every Zerg.
Yeah. And it looked like it was nearly checkmate there.
Yeah. Dark's on fire right now. He's top of the world at the moment.
Yeah. The more this is going on, like, you know, we've talked about how cool it would be if Hero won, but I think if you're being realistic, it's probably going to be what the sign says right here, probably Dark.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just, you know, gun to your head, you're going to pick Dark, right? I mean, he just looks so strong.
You have to. You have to. And honestly, in a lot of ways, what Creator did there looked stronger than what Hero's been doing. He definitely put some twists and turns on it, but it looked amazing. The position he was in looked fantastic, and wasn't enough. Was not enough. So, like, is Hero going to be able to topple Dark, who seems to be starting to get an idea of how to counter this a little bit?
So, will Dark be aggro here? You know, Dark actually does like to turn the game on its head a little bit. Best of 3s, best of 5s. We've talked about it over the years, but he does it like to cheese out when he's ahead. He is pretty much already guaranteed to move on. Actually, he's like 100% guaranteed, right?
He can't fall out now.
He can't fall out, right? Okay.
It's
5 wins and no
space
losses.
that he will go out in, like if he lost every game from here, I think RagnaroK could get in front of him. So maybe he has to go to the round of 6, not the round of 4. But I guess we'll see as we move forward.
Okay. Well, let's see what ideas are going to be at play here for Creator. You know, he did go for double Oracle into Harass, into Adept timing with Glaives, and then into the Stalkers. And it was different, for sure. It did end up with the 4 Nexus play. Wallen at the 4th base, kind of almost outposted, where you can kind of use that position as a launching pad for more attacks. But, you know, are we going to have the same kind of play here again? At the start of this tournament, in the first phase before the round of 10, I really thought we were going to see all the Protosses play like Hero, and then they didn't. But then when we went into the next phase, it seems like we saw more of that catch on.
Yeah, I think it's taking them some time to feel comfortable with it. It's definitely a very different way of playing. In fact, it's almost opposite from what's been meta for the last couple of years. You know, the make Void Rays and sit there and go into Sky Toss. It's so defensive. It's so end-game based, and Hero's type of play is extremely active. You know, you have to be really fast. You have to kind of be all over the place. So I think it's kind of taken them some time to get used to that.
So we've got 5 gates coming down. This looks like it's going to be a 2-base timing attack. Nothing really fancy about it, just a real bulldozer move here. It's going to pick up very quickly. It's going to be Stalkers with Blink and a Warp Prism, which gives you a little bit more elasticity as far as micro goes.
Yeah.
You can blink away and then juggle the Warp Prism. The easiest way to follow an attack like this and see if it's going to work or not is, first of all, does the Warp Prism stay alive?
Yeah.
If it's killed, it's over.
Yeah.
Especially against somebody like Dark. Creator has had a couple, I think he might have even done this in the finals, the GSL, but just lost a Warp Prism unnecessarily.
Yeah, I can't recall if he did. You might be right, but
We
if you
casted
do
a
lose
lot of
that,
games, man.
yeah,
Sometimes they get jumbled up in our brains.
you're very right though. Like if you lose that prism, it's just it slows everything so much. If you're gonna win with it, it takes time for that anyways. Oh, that's the sickest to death.
Okay, so he's going to kill off a couple of those lings, which will then be used later on to try to help prevent this attack. Is this going to pull the rug out from under Dark? That's the question. I see drones still being made. That would signal to us that Dark isn't, assured that he's being attacked here. And here we go. It's going to start right here, right now.
Yeah, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. This is definitely doing damage.
Yeah,
Now
the counterattack is working.
The lings are getting in though. Oh my god, those lings getting in could pose a real challenge here. He's losing a ton of probes.
Oh, I think this has already failed. The problem is that even if the attack on the Protoss' side towards Zerg does well, he's not going to have the engine to keep producing units. He's lost too many workers.
Yeah. I mean, this is terrible. Like, he can get a lot of value with this. He can micro it really well and make this hard for Dark. But can he produce off of all of those gateways? No. Not after losing 13 probes. No, he cannot.
Oh, and he even eats those 2 shots. Okay, this is almost over here.
Yeah, this is some serious bad news for Creator. And, I mean, if he O2s here, which is, it certainly looks like that's what's occurring, that's it. He is not getting through.
Yeah.
Like, that's a -5. He is so far down the
I mean, he'll have to go through the motions after that, right? And I'll tell you what, he probably already knows that he's dead. He's going to try his heart out here.
Yeah.
But any pro that's watching this would look at this and say, this is not good right now for Creator.
Yeah.
And Dark is just one of these guys. He's probably not going to have any kind of flaw in his play.
And look at that. I mean, Dark, he chases him a little bit, backs up, just reinforcing now with lings. He knows he just has to break through. A lot of Zealots coming down. That can be a little bit scary. There's a lot of Biles, only 1 hits.
43 workers to 28. The impact of that counterattack early on still felt, excuse me, as we're in this part of the game now. Oh my God!
Those Biles were insane.
Man, those Biles hurt.
Yeah, he does the blink forward here, trying to get that additional damage.
I don't even think Zerg has to micro anymore.
You might be right about that. Continues to micro though. What a coward.
Well, you know, the problem with this is, oh look, 2 probes are being made, so he might try to dial this back. But
I don't know that there is any way to.
I don't feel like there's a safe plan B. There's plan A, that's it. GG Dark takes game 2. Creator loses. And it looks like our GSL finalist, unless my math is off here, there's no way for him to advance to the round of 6.
-5, he can't. He literally can't
do it.
Like, if Bunny loses 0-2-0-2 today, still he has more points than Creator. And then, like, so if Bunny goes 0-2-0-2, Bunny plays against Cure.
Yeah, that's next.
The thing is, even if he goes 0-2-0-2, Cure gains points. He'd need both of them go 0-2-0-2.
Right.
And that's just not going to occur.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to an interview now with Dark. We're going to see how he's feeling. He is undefeated so far in Group B in the round of 10.
Dark defeats Creator in a clean sweep, and he's currently ranked 1st place in Group B. Currently has not been defeated so far. Congratulations. Thank you. So you just defeated Creator, and you have not yielded a single set. And also you won DreamHack Valencia, and you're keeping up the momentum. How do you feel today? When the first game, you know, I was kind of shaking left and right, so I thought I was in a pinch. But thankfully, my Nidus strategy worked well, so I was able to win. I mean, I was looking at that game, Dark, and then I can feel that your momentum is looking so great right now. And you know, everything was not looking good. Your infrastructure was all destroyed, and Nidus was the only strategy to rescue you. And then, you know, I was wondering how you were able to create an upset in the game. You know, I was changing my build, and then I had one room of window, to just transition into another build. And then I hang on to the game, and then I eventually was able to make a comeback. We got to see the determination of yours, Dark. So once again, congratulations on winning the DreamHack Valencia recently. I mean, it's great to see a Korean player winning that. In the round of 4, you won against Hero, and in the finals, you won against Maru. So I'm really happy that you won, Dark. So has anything changed pre and post DreamHack Valencia? Well, in the DreamHack Valencia, my condition was really good. I was feeling great. And then I think I was pretty lucky to have won the DreamHack. And beating Hero and Maru was very instrumental to my victory. In the last interview, you mentioned that Hero is one of the favorites to win GSL. Do you currently think he might threaten your championship this time? I mean, Maru is a favorite, Hero is a favorite as well. So you have a match against RagnaroK remaining, so anything you want to say? So there is a possibility RagnaroK might have 4 wins at the end of the day. So I'm pretty nervous today. Not sure how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to try my best no matter what. Once again, congratulations on your win, Dark. Thank you.
Yeah, man, Dark is killing it, dude.
Yeah. Just such strong play. Honestly, you have to say he looks the best in the whole tournament.
He does.
Even over Hero.
And we're going to see, it could be another one of those GSLs. Dark takes it. Guys, short break up next. TVT with Bunny versus Cure.